Mic check, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna keep this camera focused on me, so it looks like I got a live cameraman. I know I just ruined it by saying that. Mic check, mic check. This is Tyrone Stock Tips, and we are back. I'm at a rooftop spot called Sunset Soiree. I believe that's what it's called. If it's not what it's called, I'll leave a comment. Leave a description in the video. But I am here to talk to you guys about the input equals output fallacy, or you could just call it the input fallacy. Why am I talking to y'all about this? Because people seem to think that if you work hard that you're going to get results. Now, that was something that our parents taught us a long time ago, but innovation and internet, AI, and all of these things have proven that that is not the case, right? Why is it not the case? Because we still have people who work hard. Think about people who, like, who's the hardest working people? The people that work minimum wage, or people that work, like, let's say anybody that makes from 10,000 to about 60, $75,000, right? They work the hardest in the world, right? They work because they work hourly, and then when you're doing those type of positions, you also want to look for overtime. It's not the case for everybody, but you kind of you understand what I'm getting at. The problem with thinking that working hard gets you an outcome is you could be working hard at the wrong thing. So maybe the statement isn't 100% true, right? But you could be working hard and get nothing out of it, right? I I told this story. I worked at Six Flags, and I worked for what, 5.75 an hour. And I was working like 12-hour days, 6 days a week, sometimes seven if I had it in me to keep going, right? So I did that for like 3 years just to buy a car that was worth $3,500, and maybe the equivalent of what, $7,000 a day, right? So when you think about it, you have to ask yourself, are you doing, like, what you're doing, is it worth doing it? Like, is it worth putting in all of that effort? Even the positions that pay you six figures, right? Think about how much school you have to go through, how much debt you have to go through, how many hours you put in outside of that salary. They may say you work 40 hours a week. It's technically like 40 to 50, and you don't get paid the extra, but you think, oh, I'm gonna get a promotion, oh, I'm gonna get the right network, or I'm gonna get what do you call it, a bonus. I keep looking away because I'm thinking while I'm talking. I shouldn't do that. That's bad practice, but you know what I'm saying. So it's like, why do that if it's not the path that you want to be on, right? If your path is freedom, why would you work harder? You wanna develop ways to work less. You get what I'm saying? One thing I've been discovered this, right, a while, like maybe when I first started trading futures. But one thing you could do when you trade futures, you could do something called copy trading. So trading itself, right, like day trading, or just doing trading period, you just pushing buttons. You could push buttons for a day, and that money could generate you money within 2 months, right? You can make one trade, let it sit for about 2 or 3 months, and or a year, a year and a half, and it could generate you a lot of money. Or you could do something that generates you money in a day, right? But what I'm gonna be doing now, which is why I'm talking about this, I'm gonna do something called copy trading. I waited until I was more successful doing it before I decided to put up more money to start copy trading, right? So what copy trading is, you like, what I do is I trade what, two, maybe 1.5 hours to 3 hours a day, right? It could be less, it could be the first 30 minutes, but I'm gonna just be realistic, because you got to prepare your computer, look at the market for the day, look at the news. You're going to sit and wait for the market to open. Once the market opens, you got to wait for the right setup, and that may happen in the first 5 minutes. It may happen in the first couple of hours, or you may be taking more than one trade. But that's besides the point, right? What could happen is you could trade two accounts at the same time, which is what copy trading is. If I do a trade that makes me, I don't know, $200, If I copy traded that to another account, that's $400 with the effort of just using one trade. It's the same mind, but it's like working two people. You see what I mean? And you can do that really with as many accounts as you want, depending on the rules of a prop firm, or if you got like multiple accounts that you built. You get what I mean? It's the same as like buying multiple contracts with options or multiple shares of a company. But what I'm saying is you could exploit that with anything, right? Like maybe you could use AI to help you do your job. But the point that I'm making is you do not need to stress the idea of doing hard work to get serious output, which is the title, right? Input doesn't equal to output. If I put in 3 times input and I'm still getting one of the output, why do that when I could do something that's like 2 times the input, 2 times very little input, and it gives me 10 times the output? You see what I'm getting at? So think about something that you could do to make that better. What most people call it, they call it a force multiplier, right? An example of that is let's say you have luggage, right? If you have a backpack that's really heavy, there are backpacks that have like the strap that allows you to sit your backpack on a luggage, right? You still got the effort of pulling one bag, but you don't have the stress on your back. So that's a simple situation where the input gives like more output, as in you're not stressing yourself because the wheels are doing the work, not your back, not you holding something. So you know, take time to think about that. Think of something that you could do outside of work or within work to help you. So if you're gonna get paid the same, do something that makes your job easier, not harder, right? Work hard. I mean, work smart, not hard. That's like the typical phrase. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. If y'all want information on how to trade, it's not financial advice. It's just education. That's all I provide. Go to my Calendly. I'll put the link in the description, or you'll see it on this video, right? And also, if you want to buy merchandise, we have an embroidered hat, logo t-shirt. Go to tyronestockshop.com and you will be able to purchase it. It helps the company grow. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. I'm gonna eat this pizza because I'm in Philippines. I'm loving it. Everything is cheap here. That's another form of input versus output. I have the same amount of money, but it buys me more things. This pizza, I don't know what the price is. I'll probably put it in. If I was to eat this at another bar or restaurant in the US, it'd probably be like, I don't know, $15-$20. But here it's probably $3 or $4, right? So you take that as you will. Until then, I'll see y'all next time. Peace, peace, peace.